I'm Steve. I play drums in Elliott BROOD. Um, it was 20 years ago that I met these guys, probably a little bit longer, but I started working with them and we recorded um, the Tin Type EP. And I remember mixing in those days. And at that time, my dad was really sick with cancer, sort of bringing it all down. But he did pass later that year in 2002. And one thing that he wanted was, is we were wondering about how, he was very upfront because it lasted a while. He had a lot of time to prepare and get his effects in order. And he, I was like, what do you want, sort of as an epitaph? And he said, Japanese maple, planted Japanese maple in my honor. And so flash forward to 10 years later, it took a while to find the right place for it, but I didn't forget, and I planted one in the backyard of the house that we bought in Hamilton. So it meant a lot to me when you asked, like Mark brought it up. I'd like to do these suits, and you can design them yourself. And in the tradition of the Nudie Cohen suit, it was always like they're often like Graham Parsons had marijuana leaves, and there was like the poppies and whatnot, and it just felt right to me to do this Japanese maple. And so yeah, I'll show you the back. And I think you said to me in a text, Jen, that you really felt you really hit it right with the pants, and I have to agree. And about that, there's something about, for me, like as a drummer, I don't know, you drummers might recognize this, but if you're not a drummer, let me tell you, those sticks, if you're wearing a suit jacket, the sticks will get caught in the sleeve. The bass drum pedal will get caught in the pants. Like just when you go to hit the right note. If, I used to like to wear flares and stuff, and nudie suits are often like flare pants or whatever.
Yeah.
Just can't really do it as a drummer because the kick pedal will get caught right in the pants. So I asked you to, not flare out too much.
No.
I would have loved it, but anyway, so how can I show you?
Don't fall off the chair.
I know. There's the pant.
Yeah, those
you
are
nailed
beauties.
it on the pants. Look at that, right?
Yeah.
I just love those pants.
And the shirt, which I just love. As a drummer too, I sweat a lot, and I didn't really want to go for a jacket also for that reason, because I knew I'd be probably taking it off. A shirt I can actually wear. And you nailed it on the back. Can you see me okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I love the back. I just love the shirt. It's a fitted shirt. So I think
it fits you really well.
Yeah, it's fitted. It fits, really nicely, and it's got the fitted feel, which I was looking for, because often you get shirts and they're just like a tube, and that's not very flattering look for me. So it was nice to have that and little pockets, and yeah, it's a wonderful shirt. I'm glad we could design it together. And as I said, you just nailed the look of it straight up. So I'm very happy.
Is that what those are called? Smile pockets? I've never heard the term. That's what they're called. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to smile.
That's a good
Put a microphone in there.
Yeah, and there's so I love the little trim along the pockets. There's a lot of little details that you've done that are, even stuff that no one will probably ever see, but like it's the attention to detail on all this stuff is pretty
beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the fun part, right? The detail, what makes them cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes them
and I mean, hats off to Nudie Cohen. I guess he immigrated from Kiev in the 30s, I think, into New York, or into the Midwest, and then moved to New York with his wife and started making suits, and eventually, he called them nudie suits for ladies' undergarments and such for dancers in New York, and then somehow he transcended to becoming Elvis's tailor, and then it goes from there, right?
And his story is such a good one. He started with nothing, and he just felt, male performers mostly on stage needed something a bit fancier, and he made a couple suits and for free and begged a few clients. I forget who his first few were, but he like made suits and was like, please wear these on stage, and that's all it took for him as well.
I love that stuff. Like when George Jones got his first #1, then he made him, as far if I remember this correctly, that's when he got the rhinestones on the suit. It was like a pretty cool tradition in that way, that then you've reached this part of country music. It's pretty wild. And yet, and his work is obviously throughout and inspired other people like yourself and other people to continue that. Yep. So even people that aren't in, like Post Malone wears stuff like that, and he's not a country artist at all, but it's bringing that art into another whole area too, right? Which is great.
Well, yeah, and that's the part. Like every suit is just so different and so unique, and there's no limit to what we can do. And all again, like it's just the pearl snaps and the rhinestones. Like even right now, Steve, you're kind of sparkling.
Yeah.
So nice. I love it.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's dreamy, really.
Mm-hmm.